Hello, everyone. Welcome to a brand new episode of The Untold. This show has a variety of guests, and we're very excited actually to have a new season for this show. I'm here with Dej Al Hotari. Hello, Dej.
Hello, Fatma. Thank you so much. Lovely introduction, and definitely, yes, we are so happy and excited to be in The Untold. When in The Untold, every an episode, we get to meet a new person, new successful person with a different story. We get to see them share their journey in their different fields, to see their talents and everything related to their part of their success. So basically, today we have a wonderful guest, fascinating as well. She happens to be a co-host here with us in Kuwait TV. We have got Amal Almulla. So I'm pretty excited, by the way.
I'm very excited about hosting Amal Almulla. We both worked with Amal, and we both learned from her, and we can't wait to know more about Amal, so stay tuned.
All right, so we are so happy and excited to have you here with us, Amal. It is so good to have a coworker here with us so that we can get to know more about your journey in your field. So, what do you think, Fatma?
Yes, welcome, dear Emil. We're going to start with the questions, if you don't mind. First of all, tell us a little bit about yourself, a little introduction, something the audience doesn't know about you.
Thank you, Fatma, for having me in the Untold. And it's a little bit awkward that I'm being interviewed instead of giving the interview. Uh, well, I'm Amal, and I have a lot of talents, if I can say that, under my belt. But what does the audience don't know about me? I love schedules. I'm really into schedules, and anybody who comes to my house would see how many schedules I have on a wall. That everything is scheduled on timetables.
Wow, so she's an organizer, a time organizer, right?
Well,
Yes.
yes, a lot of time management. I get so sometimes frustrated because a lot of people don't have that timing in most of the time in most of their lives. And recently, I've acknowledged that time is irrelevant, no matter what.
Oh, we can tell already she's here like way before me, so yeah, she's on time. Time is everything, definitely. Time management also is something very important for everyone, like for definitely everything.
Yes, and of course, we know that you have a private life. Your family life, I think it's private, and you
Yes.
keep it that way, but you're also very proud of your heritage. So, can you please tell us about your love for Failaka Island? Tell us about it.
Well, uh, I was born and raised in Felice, as we say it in Kuwaiti. Failaka Island it's not a heritage. It's a lifetime of joy, of happiness, of love, of family life. Anyone who grew up in a small village would understand what's the meaning of life there. No matter what time it is, whenever I'm walking down the street, there would be someone looking after me. They would know me. I'm the daughter of that man. I'm that girl, and they would look after me. Anyone would need anything during any time of the day, people are gathered together. People of Failaka has their own, let's say, their own time together, their passion, the love towards each other. It's a small community with a big heart.
Fatma, have you been to Felika?
No, actually, when I was little, that was what, 1989, maybe.
Wow, that's a
Yeah,
long time.
yeah.
Well, I've been there like only twice. It was
Okay.
a
Wow,
great
you're
experience.
lucky.
Great experience.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the journey all the way from Kuwait to Felika, and definitely it's something. It's something. But did you have like a stories?
You can see it differed from before the invasion, from 1990 till now, because before the 1990, people were living there. It used to be a community, But nowadays it's not. It's a place to go visit. It's a touristic place, a heritage place. Stories day. Yeah, I've got tons of stories. I don't know if I want to share them, but but let me say just one thing. Like my grandfather used to say it to me all the time when I lived there with him. He said, "No matter who you are, no matter where are you from, just have one thing in notion. People all around you can be better than you. So respect them, treat them like equals or better than you." So
That's amazing.
that's something I've learned all the time from him, and I hope that I still walk upon that advice.
This actually instills the values of, being humble and giving people chances and, not taking risks. That's amazing. That's
And
an
it's
amazing.
inspiring as well.
Yeah. And
This is the old people's way of life. They always think that respect, no matter what, it would give you somewhere, and you have to respect others.
wow. And speaking of stories, when you said you have a lot of stories, could you please tell us or share with us the story of you and TV?
Okay, this is a funny story, if we can say. It's not a funny as a haha, but it's a kind of. Uh,
Something to remember.
I didn't come directly the first time to TV. I wasn't to the radio station, and so my first show was in radio.
Same field still.
It's still, but it was behind the mic. And the first time I was there, I didn't say anything because in the past, whenever I saw a mic in front of me in any interview, I would freeze.
Wow.
I couldn't say a word. So I took it as a challenge. How can I defeat that fear? So after a time, a friend of mine, and thanks to her, I would like to really send a get thankful. She bought me a toy mic.
All right.
And she said, use that and walk around everywhere, speak to others through that mic. And
Just
I was
to
like,
practice.
just to get off that fear. So I was like, I'd be crazy. And she said, yeah, but you'd be fearless. So I started.
I think she was right.
Yeah,
I think she was right.
It
Yeah.
was, and it was. I got up that fear. So after a while, I was asked by a great friend, and he said, "How about you join me on a TV show?" And it was starting 6 a.m. in the morning. So I have to wake up 4 a.m. to come
Wow.
here around like 4:35 because I always like to be early. So most of the time I arrived in my pajamas.
Wow. Okay, I did
So
not expect
in what
that.
year that was?
That was in 2015, 2016. And then after that, when we were talking on the radio and there with friends, and everybody knew that I was a bilingual.
Yes.
So another friend came and said, why don't you come to KTV2?
Oh, so that wasn't on KTV2.
No, it
Well,
was.
do you remember the name of the show?
No, I cannot really,
Okay.
but it was early morning. So
Okay.
this is, I remember I was like broadcasting in pajamas, so this is the only thing. But after a while, well, the first time I came here and they said, what can you give us? And I said, I don't know. I'm a TOT, trainer of trainers,
Okay.
and I would like to give some advices to the next generation, and that would be children, kids. So how about I do a show for kids? And that was the starting. It was 2018. And I started with a kids show. And
That was on camera.
it was on camera, a television show, and I was with a young lady. A great thanks to Aya. And she was with me, and we were talking how to stop. And it was, just imagine, 2018, I was trying to teach children how to overcome bullying, cyberbullying,
That's
school
Yeah, very
bullying. And it
important.
was like,
Yeah.
it was really important to teach them all the skills they can carry with them. And it was fun. I loved it so much. And after that, I was introduced to another show and then another show. And here I am today.
The path
That's
of
amazing.
success. Now, how did you overcome the fear of camera? I mean, it was the fear of the microphone, but then the camera is something
That's
different.
totally different.
Oh,
Definitely.
I didn't have any fear of camera.
You were already prepared by just, talking
Just the
through
mic.
microphone?
The mic has much more fear than the camera, because whenever you are talking to a camera, I always think of a camera as a friend, and people can see my expressions. But if you are on radio, people cannot see your expressions. They can hear you. So if you didn't smile while you're talking, people wouldn't know if you are smiling. Because on camera, you can smile, you can pout, you can do everything. People would know what do you feel. Behind the mic, non-TV, then it is all about the tune.
Wow.
So that's how
to get
you
the message across.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's difficult. That's the fear. But on camera, I always thought of a camera as my friend.
That's and the children's show you mentioned that was on. It was not on KTV2.
Yes, it was on KTV2.
Oh, so
That was the first
the
show
first show, yes.
Okay.
On KTV2.
in 2018.
Yes.
That's amazing.
So probably in 2019, that was when we worked together, right?
Yes, exactly.
So that was my very first live show on KTV2. It was with Amal.
That's
Yes,
amazing.
it was the very first time. It was thrilling. I was scared, but the path of success. Again, you get
It is.
used to the camera,
Yes.
and to the
Yes.
people, to the microphone, and talking to random people, going out there and being yourself. That's the key.
Yeah.
It's a challenge.
That is the challenge. And Deja, I think both you and I are very lucky to have been working with
course.
Amal Almulla.
you.
And we've learned so much, by the way. I know we don't have time to tell everyone what we've learned so far from Amal. But when you started first at the, TV, media, the whole thing, was there a different view that you've had, and did it change through time?
Yes.
Okay.
In the past, I was so critic of media personnels. I gave them harsh judgments, unfortunately, because I didn't know what's happening behind the scenes. You see, we can see people coming to us every day, and they are like family personnels, but on television. We watch them morning, we watch them afternoon, we watch them in the evenings, and we don't know what's happening in that time. Why did they say that? Why did they cut that, let's say, guest? Why did they do this? And then we give harsh judgments. And then when I started seeing and doing and acting in front of a camera, I knew all those secrets. I knew how and why sometimes we cut a guest from talking. It's not because we want to cut him, but because of the director saying that.
Exactly. Yes.
So yeah, it changed my perspective, and also it changed my family's perspective. Kuwait, let's say, if we can say, in the past, we didn't get the media jobs very seriously. A lot of people, whenever you say, I want to go into the media, they wouldn't give it so much as a balance in the scale of balances, like a doctor
In terms of a career.
Yes.
Yes.
So when I got here and they saw how hard I work and how time consuming the media work is, they got so much respect for the media personnel after they saw how much I had an effort to do those jobs. And by that, yeah, I gained their respect as well more.
Wow.
And
I'm sorry,
that
who was, like, you were talking about your family?
Yes,
Your parents? Okay.
my family and my friends as well. Because in the past, we see people, it's easy. Anyone can be a broadcaster. Anyone can be an interviewer.
Yes.
But it's not
It's
anyone.
not, no.
So in terms of the field that you're in right now, so in a media, like, who supported you? As a female as well, I mean.
Well, my husband, he was behind me all the time. I really appreciate how much he stood by me, how much he gave me the space to do the job that I do now. Because no matter what we do, any person without a partner, a good partner, to give you your space, nothing would be done.
I agree. I totally agree. Now, Amal, we still have a lot more to talk about. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back.
All right, dear viewers, so we are back and we have got so many more questions to ask Amal. So there is this question that people often ask me, the same question as a TV presenter or host, which is what is the difference when it comes to having a live program or a recorded one?
Uh, from my point of view,
Definitely, yes.
yeah, in my point of view, the live program for me got much easier than the recorded one, because when we are live on air, you cannot retract anything you say. So it is what it is. But sometimes we get like the hiccups, if I can say so.
Yes.
The hiccups are like when a guest just cannot attend the live show, or when a guest doesn't give you the whole answer that you are really intended to listen to. So those things on air would be a hiccups, but live shows are much easier than recorded programs, because during recorded programs, you know that you can be stopped so many times and time consuming.
Yes,
What
it
would
is
you
time
think?
consuming, and I agree with you, by the way. If you have a hiccup during the live TV or the live show, you can actually just recover very fast and
Yeah.
continue and go on because you have that time. If it's recorded, I think I would say, let's stop and try that again.
Let's
Exactly.
take a break.
That would,
Let's go
yeah,
and grab a snack and,
and
it would take.
elongate the process, yes.
So it's time consuming. And during the, let's say, the recorded programs, sometimes one of us is not satisfied. Don't you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
So we have to re-record it.
Yes. And speaking of that, when you were talking about the live TV and how you managed so easily, what did you do before TV, if you don't mind ask you? Because you have an original career before media.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
I've got so many careers before media, if I can say. The first thing, I was into the public relations in Kuwait Oil Company. And then I got like a small break from Kuwait Oil Company because of some family matters. So I went to the education system and I taught for several years.
Nice.
And it was a nice experience, yes. In my point of view, I loved teaching the youngsters, because you can see directly the effect that you give them and they give you back the response. And it was really a great interaction. By the way, and I'm sorry to say that, but my interaction with little boys are much nicer than girls. I didn't know how to interact with
How
girls.
come?
But like, why?
I don't know. I think, well, I don't want to be biased, but unfortunately, boys are much smarter than girls.
That's not what. That's the total opposite of what I usually hear. So I don't know.
They are very smart, very intelligent, and I love women empowerment, but boys are like, they are smarter.
That's not very
Thank
good
you.
news for
It
Thank
is,
you.
it
That's
is
a
not,
good
it's
news
not.
for me. All right.
So
Thank you for that.
Yeah, it is. I know. Sometimes I feel sorry for myself for saying that, but yeah, girls, maybe young girls really need a little bit of spoiling, and I don't have the time for spoiling them, or just give them that nice, and your hair today is wonderful. I don't have that time for that. I need
And
to,
imagine how many girls. I mean, I would think it would be
Exactly.
difficult. Yes.
Yeah, but boys, no, just give them the information and they are active. And I like the courage in discovering everything. So that was really a great chapter of my life. I didn't continue with that chapter because also of family matters. So I had an early retirement.
Okay.
And then I wrote a book.
That's
Oh, wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
So what is it about?
It was just small stories, and I love challenges, as I said at the beginning, because of the mic. And it was like one of my uncles saw me with one of the Kuwait's great poets, and Badr Borisli, and a great thanks to him, and he's great
course.
guy. And he was like, "You don't know how to speak Arabic well, so you are into poetry now, Arabic poetry." And I was like, "I know how to speak Arabic."
Oh,
Not
I'm
very well,
sorry.
but I
Was
know.
that classical Arabic or
Classical Arabic.
okay?
So I took courses in classical Arabic.
That's amazing.
yeah, it was like a challenge to me. And I've got 3 courses with a great tutor. And after that, I published a book, small stories book. It sold around 2,000 copies.
MashaAllah.
Wow.
And
Wow, that's
yeah, and
nice.
I was like, here I am. I can speak and write in Arabic. So yeah, go for it.
And
Well,
that's
mashallah.
after you had your retirement.
Yes.
That's amazing. And the energy and the passion. How do you usually keep this passion alive?
Uh, by not routining.
Okay.
This is something like uh, you, Fatma, you know the routine. Even today, you know the routine. Some of us, when we get into the routine, we get like a little bit of off air, off balance, and we feel a little down. I don't like to be in a routine all the time. It would be like a straight line. So I get small breaks. I get small, let's say,
Definitely.
adventures here and there.
Because in the end, you will be bored of, the
Doing the
I
same
doing the same
thing
thing. Over.
every
But now,
time.
what was the name of the book? So is it like available? Can we buy it?
Unfortunately, it's sold out. It was in 2009 or 8.
Oh, that was a
and
long time ago.
time ago. And it was called Khawatir Gmash. And it was the Gmash in the Kuwaiti slang is the small pearls. And it's stories from those small pearls. That's like small stories, so small pearls, each and every
That's
2
beautiful.
pages. And after that, I opened my own company. It was a consultant company, and I stayed with that company until 2019. So I sold that company in 2019, and because I was now getting the media job into a serious job, as a serious job, and I couldn't really. It's not like balancing, but I didn't want to be a little bit shorter in giving the clients. So I sold that company. And then COVID came.
Wow. Okay,
Mashallah,
so
different fields, a lot of things.
a lot
Yeah.
of things.
Yeah.
And can I just say, we really commend you for that as
you.
a woman who, you have your family life, you have your adventure, you have your own career, and you've tried all of that, and it really shows that whatever you put in mind, whether you are a woman or a man, you can actually achieve it.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you.
As you are, Fatma. I know a lot about Fatma, and I know one of your great achievements is car racing. So this is another field. Like this is
That's for another time, Amal. Thank you.
But this is the challenge, Fatma. Yani it's something that you can do, but not like a woman here in the Gulf areas. Sometimes we are put down by our own, let's say, expectations.
Yes.
But getting challenges in front of us.
Was that one of the challenges that you faced? Do you think because Dej and I, we talk about what are the challenges of Amal Mulla? Did people
Yes.
actually want you to have a conventional, traditional life? And tell us about it.
Well, most of the time, most of the people around us, especially in the GCC area, we are, let's say, culture led by traditions. So most of the people, yeah, would love to have a family view, stay home, be with your kids, see what they want, gathering families in the weekend instead of just getting on a plane and be there and here. And that's not me. I wasn't raised to be a traditional lady. And by that, I mean, yeah, my father or my grandfathers didn't raise me to be just tradition. They wanted me to have a challenge in front of me and tackle those challenges and get over them. And whatever challenge I really cannot get over it, I would say, not now. It's not the right time. I would give it for a later time. And those things, not just for a female, even males.
Definitely.
Because most of the time, the traditional, like anyone would say, you are now in this age, you have to get married, you have to get children, you have to stay home and look after them, right?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
But it's not the time.
Well, it's always up to the person. You pursued your passion.
Yes.
You followed your dream. You tried so many different things. You wrote a book. You're in the media. You have been into like different things that you want in your time, and you think that this is the right time for you to be here, to
Exactly.
be in this place, just like any other successful person or individual in a room. So, in terms of again media, since this is what you followed, and this is the
Yes.
last thing that, as far as we know, this is your career right now.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of this, this is a funny question. When it comes to meeting new guests,
Yes.
how do you deal with people with, I would say, in a live interview? They're shy or they give short questions,
Short
short
answer.
answers. Sorry,
Short
you give you expect something, and
Leftovers.
you know.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Well, it is a challenge. Again, we are tackling challenges as we are saying
Yes.
all the time and day. So sometimes it's not the short answers that bother you that much. It's the personals that don't like to stick on time. We've got this short time between us. We know that the director is shouting in your ear, finish the interview. And the guests don't want to stop. So that's the problem. You don't want to offend him because he's your guest. He came to you. He wants to get a message out. And you don't have the time for
Yeah,
that.
you don't want to be rude to stop him, and at the same
Exactly.
time, you ran out of time. So,
So how do you stop him from
That's-
talking and talking and talking?
Yes.
That's the problem.
Yeah. Do you
But-
recall one of the incidents that happened? You know,
Yes,
Yes.
yes. There was a very happy guest who came, and he was going and going, and the director just telling me, "Get into the question, ask him something." And whenever I say, he keeps going.
he's just talkative.
And then I tried, like, when I saw the screen and I saw that he's on air, I gave him the.
Okay.
So he
when
was
the
like,
camera was
Uh-huh.
not on you.
yes,
so
so,
you would
I gave
communicate
him
with
just
them.
a little bit of a signal, and then he saw me and he just fade out a little bit. And then I got into the questions, and by that, he knew now that I have so many questions. He can slow down a little bit. And at the end, we finished the interview happily, both of us. I don't like to be rude to guests because they are our guests. They came they took their time, they took a place in their life to put us in. So it is an honor to have them in our shows. It is really a great time, and I've learned from the best. Abu Tariq, God bless his souls, Mohammed al-San'usi.
Yeah, shout out to them.
He said something to me one day. He said, Amal, you are a guest into people's houses. And when you are in the studio and you have a guest, he took the time to come to you. Respect them, give them their respect, give them their time. And the people behind the screen, respect them by being one of them.
Yes,
Don't be above them.
It's
So
all it's all about
amazing.
it's all about
Yes.
respect. You mentioned this in the very beginning
yes,
of the interview.
exactly.
Now it can be quite challenging when you meet new people every time,
Yes.
right? And like, how can you maintain the level of excitement and passion when you meet new people every day?
I'm curious.
How can you?
I'm curious all the time. I would like to know everything about anything. So whenever any guest comes, it means a new field. So I get excited. Yeah, I'm gonna learn something new today.
That's nice.
So that's why I get excited each and every time. And we work together. You remember when we worked and went to that Red Fort? Remember, and all
Oh,
of those,
yes,
and also the police museum. Me and you, we were there, and I was like,
We
you
learned
wanted
something
to
new.
record, and I was like, let's talk about this, let's talk about that. And I was like so excited
Yeah.
because learning something new, this is the excitement.
Yeah, well, that's amazing. Dear Amal, we have so many more questions, but unfortunately, this is all the time that we have for today's episode, and it was beautiful. Can you please give us or share a piece of advice with us and the audience before we wrap up?
First of all, I would like to thank you and the people behind this wonderful show, The Untold. And it is really a great, let's say, a great name for a great show. The Untold is something that people wouldn't know about, and that's what's happening behind the cameras. You see us in front of cameras, you don't know what's happening behind that, how many people are working behind. So at the beginning I said it, and at the second part I also say it, and now the advice for each and everyone, for me before you, dear viewers, is respect. Respect time, respect people, respect the place that you are in. Without respect, we wouldn't be humans. So this is first and
That's
for all.
beautiful. Thank you very much. And Ned, do you want to wrap it up?
Yep. Yes, Fatma. Yes, thank you so much, Amal Almulla, for being part of this lovely interview. We enjoyed it, every bit of it. We got excited. It gives us I would say, a motivation for me to continue and to follow my passion, my dreams, and of course, this is for our dear viewers as well. Thank you so much. We will take a break right now and then get back to you for the ending. Wow. So basically, that was the end of this episode, dear viewers. It was beautiful, fascinating. And as we expected, Amal had a lot of things to say. She told us different stories about her field, not only in the media, but also in different fields back before the media. And it was very, very nice.
Yes, of course. And she talked about many aspects of her life, and we've learned so much about her. I was very privileged, actually, to have met her from this side and not just the professional, interviewer side. So that was really amazing.
Yes, definitely. And also not to forget about the book and, so many cool things that we get to know about the person behind the camera, as she mentioned. So behind the scenes, there like so many things happen to the people, to us, me, Fatma. So basically, she had the chance to tell us more about it. Well, with that being said, that was the end of this lovely, beautiful interview. We hope that you, dear viewers, enjoyed it, loved it. Of course, stay tuned because we have got so many more guests upcoming. So, yep,
Yeah.
that was the end.
Thank you, and we'll see you again.